4, yeah, and I have to write these all out too. Defeated in the battle. Poop resembles a human, tall in stature. Its body is composed of vibrant colors. Similar to wall graffiti, uses a skateboard. It usually hides in some graffiti spots around the streets and alleys, only appearing quietly as night falls or at specific times. Bob has a particular preference for its hiding spots based on his trade. One can attempt to lure it out proactively. This preference may change with graffiti trends, requiring ongoing observation and recording. Bob destroys other graffiti and enjoys playing pranks on ordinary citizens. Its attacks when encountering anomaly hunters, although its combat ability is weak. Oh wow. There are stories in. Oh, goal! Oh shit. But just when I started reading, they scored. Mexico 2-0. I just saw that they were running in to celebrate. I didn't see the score. Goddamn. Let me see. Oh, he's crying. He's happy. It's fucking hot as fuck. But oh yeah, see, they lost the ball again. Counterattack. No, actually a counterattack, bad. Oh, oh, nice header though. I was gonna say easy header for him, but not a bad header. Good cross, nice header. 2-0. Miss Madam, can we start? The story begins the evening before last. I was heading there with my buddies and those guys. We're taking turns challenging my drinking capacity. The height wine bottles we finished were piled up like a small mountain by the table, scaring the store owner. In the end, I don't remember who won or what time we dispersed. All I know is I encountered it in that alley. At the time, I was stumbling through the mud, my head pounding as if it would explode. Streetlights were sometimes 2, sometimes 4. After a few glances, I leaned against the wall and vomited. Then, that thing appeared. I saw 3 pairs of arms suddenly extend from the wall, reaching for me. How cute, I just threw up and you're here to collect the fine this quick? I suddenly felt energized and wanted to pull it down from the wall and give it a beating. But my foot slipped, and then I remembered nothing. You ask how I remember the exact location despite being so drunk? I really don't. When I woke up, I was already in the hospital. I checked my phone and saw the fine message from the security office. Look, it even states the time and place I was found, along with a photo of the vomit. Oh, the picture is a bit small, let me see. Tapped in large. Suzuki, unemployed youth, golden wheel. Record, reckless driving, vandalism. Ooh, okay. Security office case record 2. Tear gas package incident. At 5:47 a.m., security officer received a report call from citizen Josh. According to Josh's description in the call, while jogging in the morning, he passed that alley and heard someone calling for help. Upon approaching, he first smelled a pungent, chilly odor, and then his eyes felt intense pain and he couldn't stop tearing up. It is suspected that he encountered tear gas. Officers arrived at the scene 5 minutes later and met the reporter Josh. The tear gas leak was outdoors, the gas has dissipated, and Josh was unharmed. Officers searched the vicinity and quickly found another injured person along with scattered broken plastic bottles. The injured person wearing a courier uniform was found with eyes tightly shut and coughing uncontrollably. After being transferred to the hospital the next day, the courier Trent went to the security office for a case record. According to Trent, he received an urgent order that early morning, requiring a package to be delivered to the square by 6 a.m. sharp. When picking up the goods, Trent didn't see the sender and the payment was completed online in advance. Although finding it odd, Trent didn't think of it much. While passing through a small alley on the east side of the square, Trent described being tripped by something. The package contained fragile items, so Trent immediately went to inspect it, not noticing the colorful graffiti on the wall moving. Arms extended from the wall and stretched the package away. Trent sensed that he might have encountered an anomaly and wanted to retrieve the package and escape. During the struggle, the colorful graffiti goof emerged from the wall. According to Trent, the package was shaking violently and emitted a faint hissing sound. The creature threw the package into the air and it suddenly exploded while the creature rode off on a skateboard. Amid the strong pungent smell, Trent soon couldn't open his eyes and could only call for help. The timing of Trent's distress call matches the description from the reporter Josh. The follow-up will focus on investigating the package sender. Homemade tear gas is a serious offense against hetero laws, obviously. And if the package had successfully reached the densely populated square center, it could have caused more serious consequences. Who the fuck would do? I mean, there's a lot of mystery cargoes happening in hetero. I don't know if that's gonna just stay. I don't know if that's gonna just stay as like truck usage. I forgot the name. Cargo deal ship. I mean, I know its name is Mystery Cargo Dealer. But I don't know if that's just gonna stay that way. I mean, in the game it says maybe I should contact with BAC, but I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I tried doing it. I couldn't find it. Maybe there is a way to contact with BAC and find something. Which, to be fair, that's an anomaly. That's not a tear gas, but you know, that's just another mystery cargo. There's a lot of different cargos happening. You know, ooh, what a counterattack by Mexico. That might be 3-0. Is this a penalty? Oh, okay. The referee said no. It was a bump, but I don't know if it was a penalty. Good counterattack, though. It might be. It might be penalty. Is it inside? I think he's not again. Oof, very close. And I don't know if it's foul or not. And I believe it is foul. They can't give it a foul. Okay, it's just out. They said it's fuck. Okay. Okay. It's just a bump. All good. Record notes. Colorful graffiti monster human body composed of bright colors similar to wall spray paints. Uses a skateboard. BAC informed. Cole, security officer. Okay. Ooh, another yellow card. Because of a tough matchup, bro. South Africa is just playing tough. They can't do anything about it. They're just unfortunate. Record 3, Hot Post on Bagel, Yoko-sama's dating adventures. This time's guest is Bob the Anomaly. Hey everyone, I'm your Yoko. In this midnight hour, the dating series has finally updated again. A photo. A girl stands at the street corner in the early morning light, her hair disheveled by the cold wind, covering her face. Don't ask how the wind blew me in the east alley of the square. For the sake of the date, I'm all in. Okay. Let me fix this up. There we go. This time the target, yes, it's that, Bob. Clap, clap, clap. Bob is a street fashion guy who skateboards around doing graffiti. Mischievous but not very harmful. Us brave citizens are always chasing it. Speaking of which, it's kind of elusive. Many have heard the name but never seen it. Just last night I saw on Bagel that someone found Bob graffiti with fresh paint. Check the location. 0.9 kilometers from me? I'm saying, isn't this the best chance? I changed my clothes in a flash and ran out, hoping to get lucky. A photo. Under dim streetlights, Bob's graffiti. Though I don't understand street art, standing under a large wall of vibrant colors is still quite awe-inspiring. The graffiti appeared near my home, a signal of fate maybe. Just as I was posing for photos, I saw the wall behind me moving in the camera. I turned around and there was Bob right in front of me. My brain is crashing. I'm so close to Bob. He could pin me against the wall with barely any effort. Really? While I was lost in thought, it suddenly glanced at me, eyes cold and disdainful, as if asking, "Who are you?" "Hey, I'm your #1 fan." In a heated moment, I shouted, "Bob, can I get an autograph?" Actually, I didn't have much hope for a response, but what if there's a miracle? The guest made a beautiful leap, person and skateboard, flying over my head. I was completely stunned just watching it disappear at the end of the alley, leaving only a face full of colorful paint. At that moment, my heart shattered into bits. Alright, followers, don't go away because I'm not over yet. Returning home, I looked in the mirror and found the makeup on my face quite nice. Eh? Isn't it? Bob is truly an artisan. This can totally be considered a signature, right? Right? Woohoo! Happy. Gotta share with you guys. A photo. Indoors, the girl has a fluorescent paint pattern on her face, happily making a peace sign. Suzuki. Oh, this Suzuki again. Unemployed youth, golden wheel. Record, reckless riding, vandalism. It's the first girl. In this one. No, in this one. Okay. Record 4. Oh, it's me. Bob has a special preference for hiding spots. Based on this trait, Bob can be lured out. Once discovered, engaged, and defeated to complete nullification. This preference may change with the shifts in graffiti trends. Bob's graffiti itself seems to be promoting the development of hetero street culture. Is art merely a human delusion? If so, can anomalies participate in it too? Damn, that's tough. Okay, that's the first one and the only one that actually... No, it's not the only one. Everyone! 9. Okay, there's 3 of them that I actually write it out. So I read this, and these are the other 2 that I actually wrote it out. So let me read these 2. Class... Oh yeah, was there a class in this one? Class 2, anomaly type object. Bob's latest graffiti, defeated in battle. Class 2, red door. Class 2, anomaly type object. Anomaly access red door. Close the red door. This object anomaly resembles a door painted red. It typically appears on a wall composed of common facilities such as trash cans and vending machines. Looking through the door from the outside, one can vaguely see an overgrown environment beyond. The wall that blocks the path of passersby, causing considerable inconvenience to commuting citizens. The anomaly is only nullified when a red door on the other side is closed. It's one of the first ones I have did. I don't remember exactly how I did this, but I remember doing it. Okay, record 1. Okay, 2, 3, and then me. Okay, which is 4. Record 1. I encountered what you're talking about on my way to work. I remember it crystal clear. It was the day I overslept after binge watching a series all night, thinking I'm going to be late. I took a shortcut I rarely use. As I was rushing towards 2-4, lamenting that I'd probably kiss my punctuality bonus goodbye this month, that thing appeared. Yeah, it was similar to what others have seen. The trash can in the alley suddenly came to life, joining with many others that flew in from who knows where, forming a wall of trash cans right in front of me. There was even one with our store's label on it. I reckon it was the one from the back door. Along with the trash cans came that red door, comically filling in a gap in the trash can wall. It creaked open with a squeak. By the way, whenever I see a door open, I can't help but want to say, welcome. But no matter how welcoming that door might be, I wasn't going in. Who knows where it leads? I've heard that others who went through ended up coming out from the other side of the wall. I mean, he says welcome because he works in 2-4, I guess, right? I heard that others who went through ended up coming out from the other side of the wall. But I wasn't about to risk my perfect attendance bonus for that. Speaking of which, when the manager heard I encountered an anomaly from the sky blocking the way and had to take a big detour, they approved my late arrival that day without deducting my bonus. Is this a blessing in disguise? Eric, 2-4. Okay. It is actually a blessing in disguise when you think about it. Record 2. What comes to mind when you think of school? Endless homework, sweat pouring down on the playground, or the irrepressible anticipation for summer vacation, even during exams. Eventually, we all leave school and graduate. With the final bell, our student days end before we realize it. True. Many of us dream of those irretrievable youthful days. Today, Mr. Noel shares with us his experience of literally stepping back into that unreturnable school building. Hello, Chatty, I'm your loyal listener. Hearing you narrate those magical stories is one of my most cherished memories of youth. Thank you for the support. Chatty is honored to have been with you all this time. Like many others, I went to college, graduated, and started working. I followed the path that everyone takes, accepting an ordinary, normal life. The shining experience of my youth seemed to have faded and withered with the time. With time, I thought they were gone for good, but then it happened. A grand adventure I never thought possible for someone as ordinary as me. That day was terrible. It was nearly dawn when I left work. The weather was awful too, and I was soaked without an umbrella. As if I needed more trouble, I encountered that anomaly. The street's vending machines were lifted, arranged, and combined by an invisible hand, forming a solid wall. Was there a wall? I don't remember a wall actually. Wait, was it? Was the weather terrible in this dude too? Does he talk about the weather at all? Um, yeah, it was similar to what I was a trash can in the alley suddenly came alive, joining with the many others that flew in form. Oh wow, wait, by the way, there's a second red card. Oh, that's a red card. South African player slapped the Mexican player in the face. It's like slap. When he was running right next to him, it was like pew. He slapped him in. That has to be a red card. I don't know. I can't hear it because I'm on this. I'm streaming right now. But I think that's a red card. If I saw that correctly, he was like, "Get out, bro." He slapped him in the face. I don't know if that's red or not. It was similar to what I was saying. The Rushkin and the last Sun came to life. I can't see a weather in here. Is someone talking, bro? I feel like someone's talking to my ear. Okay. I actually thought someone was talking into my ear, bro. That was creepy. And that's a red card, yeah. GG. That was a red card. He slapped him in the face. Oh, that was funny. That was funny. Bro, that what a tough match for South Africa. Losing 2-0. Two red cards is the bad one. Okay, let's see. Hearing you, yeah, we read these. Okay, let's go back to reading it. Like many others, I went to college, graduated. They were gone for good. Didn't happen. It was nearly dawn when I left work. The weather was awful too, and I was soaked without an umbrella. As if I needed more trouble, I encountered that anomaly. The street's vending machines were lifted, arranged, and combined by an invisible hand, forming a solid wall. This should have been a sight I dream of as a child. But at that moment, it was just an exhausting, frustrating obstacle blocking my way home. So basically, in this city, everyone is trying to see an anomaly because it's such a common thing. They're like, yeah, yeah, let me experience it, I guess. If I got this correctly, I think that's what he's trying to say. That should have been a sight I dreamed of as a child, but at that moment, it was just an exhausting, frustrating obstacle blocking my way home. I just wanted to get home, collapse into bed, and catch a breath from endless work. Why was even this simple wish obstructed? I turned around angrily, trying to find a route home that would shelter me from the rain without too much of a detour. Okay. The gears in my brain felt rusted by the rain, creaking before falling apart, scattering useless mental scrap everywhere. Even something that this simple was beyond me in my exhausted state. Maybe it was a sudden gust making my drenched body shiver, or seeing the cold imposing lights of the office building where people were still working overtime. Green, the metal everywhere. And the sun gust making my drenched body shiver, or seeing the cold imposing lights of the office building where people were still working overtime, or perhaps I simply couldn't think of anything to do in this situation. Whatever it was, call it divine intervention or giving up, my body drew me towards that red door. I knew very well I wasn't looking for shelter from the rain. Inside wasn't a volcanic eruption or a raging tsunami, nor a fairy tale gingerbread house or cotton candy forest. It was just an abandoned, overgrown building site, utterly ordinary. Only a vibrant door in the distance, starkly contrasting with the gloomy surroundings, reminded me where I was. From the other side of the door, wafted the faint smell of paper, ink, and raw wood. Familiar pleasant scents that felt safe, like something I'd known long, long ago. Interesting. So is this like a red door feels like a, what would you say? Uh Let me clear my head. I think red door is like something from the how, what is this? How does it go again? Uh, Let me clear my head 1 second. Wish granter, there we go. I got it. I remembered. Wasn't it? Because this one was like, it was late. Which he didn't go in, by the way. Yeah, so we don't know what's in there. But this dude went in, and he was always wanted to see. You know what? Let me continue reading it. Inside was no volcanic eruption or a raging tsunami, nor a fairy tale gingerbread house or a cotton candy forest. It was just an abandoned, overgrown building site, utterly ordinary. Only a vibrant door in the distance started contrasting with the gloomy surroundings, reminding me where I was. From the other side of the door, wafted the oh, that's why he was talking about school. From the other side of the door, wafted the faint smell of paper, ink, and raw wood. Familiar, pleasant scents that felt safe, like something I'd known long, long ago. The library. The library in my old school building. When was the last time I properly read a book in a library? A box of memories seems to spring open in my mind. School days, manga magazines in the school library, movie specials, the latest Anomalies guide. Back then, I was reluctant to go to school, often skipping classes. I didn't like to spend whole days mushrooming in the library. Daydreaming based on the adventures in books, fantasizing about experiencing such wonderful anomaly stories myself. And indeed, an adventure did happen to me. The school building mysteriously disappeared on the first day of a new semester. Teachers stared at each other in bewilderment at the large pit where the building used to be, forced to postpone the start of school. The gloomy faced students instantly brightened up and scattered. No school was amazing. It must have been fate. But back then, we were just secretly happy about no classes, no homework, no exams. We never thought about what our student life really meant. And now, that school building I thought I'd never see again was right before my eyes. So that school, what the fuck? So it got captured into an anomaly world? Interesting. Seeing it again, I realized how much I wanted to come back here, how much I wanted to go back to school. Nostalgia, bro. It hits hard. I still knew the classroom so well. Surely there was still a failed test paper folded into a paper airplane in the desk drawer. I shouted and jumped around like a madman, desperate to throw myself onto that small desk and chair. At that moment, I felt like I was back in my youth, full of boundless energy. I started running down the hallway, feeling as light and free as in the past. But soon, I had to lean against the wall, gasping for breath, my knees making an all too appropriate cracking sound. Yep. By this time, I had reached the end of the school building. That door, so vividly red as if the paint had just been applied, appeared before me again. It was open, with a steady curtain of rain beyond it. If I went out, everything would end. I'd be drenched by the rain of reality again. And if I told others about this experience, they'd just look at me suspiciously, saying it must be delirious ramblings from a cold. This place was my sanctuary. It safeguarded the time I had lost, and that's why we met again. I firmly believed this. I wanted to stay. I had to stay. I put my hand on the doorknob, firmly pulling it closed. Oh wow. The door shut. And then, as if telling me I couldn't stay, that I couldn't go back, the space gradually dissolved and disappeared completely. I was back in the pouring rain, no different from before I entered that door. So that's how it is. The door, the wall, they all vanished. Everything that could prove I had returned to that school building was gone. It all happened so fast. Was it just a dream born from my exhaustion? Or was my body temperature so abnormal that I needed urgent medical care? Oh, by the way, there's a penalty. Oh, shit. Oh, and a red card too for the Mexican defense. Number 3. I missed the name. Oh, it's not a penalty. It's close to the penalty. Oh wow, boy. Okay. Uh, okay, I know it's. You know what? Maybe. I mean, it's definitely a yellow because the ball, like, the dude has nothing to do with the ball. He just literally kicks the dude. Um, maybe. It's arguable. I actually like the idea of red because that was unnecessary bump. You know, like you wouldn't do that. You don't like. Why the dude is not leaving? That's tough. What's happening? Okay, they are arguing about something with the head coach. Well, okay, let's go back to reading. The door shut, and then, as if telling me I couldn't stay, then I couldn't go back. The space gradually dissolved and disappeared completely. I was back in the pouring rain, no different from before I entered the door. So that's how it is. The door, the wall, they all vanished. Everything that could prove I had returned to that school building was gone. It all happened so fast. Was it just a dream born from my exhaustion? Or was my body temperature so abnormal that I needed urgent medical care? Perhaps none of that matters. I only need to know that those lost times are still treasured somewhere, and that's enough. That's a bad free kick, Dame. Maybe the chance to meet again is already the most dazzling miracle. For me, this was the greatest adventure I could have hoped to encounter. Damn. This is where the letter ends. Thank you for sharing, Mr. Knoll. Chatty is honored to have received your letter and witnessed this adventure with you and countless listeners. Lastly, Chetty wants to say, we may encounter many disappointments and sadness, making life feel dull and gray. But no matter what, please do not give up hope and dreams. They may come to you at any moment, waiting for you to witness them. In fact, they might be happening quietly, as long as you are willing to believe. Go on. Excerpt? Excerpt? What is that? Excerpt. Excerpt? Meaning. Excerpt is a selected portion, clip, or passage taken from a larger work. Oh, okay. Excerpt from the evening radio show Fugue, Fugue, maybe? 22 degrees, okay? I wonder, okay, the third one is going to be the defining one, I guess, because I don't remember what I had. Third one is going to be probably the defining one with what's going on, but, okay, you know what? Give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Just one. Bro, look at this. I washed it today. Oh, it's so hot. I'm just sweating like so. I'm sweating so bad. I'll be right back. Okay, let me continue reading. So, record 3 was the one that we are reading. We just read record 1 and 2 for the red door. Record 3. Sir, in your report, you mentioned encountering an anomaly with a red door and noticing something unusual. Could you elaborate on that? Somebody's crying outside. It's 1 a.m. and it's a kid. She lost her ball. Yeah. She's saying my ball. And her mom gets it now. 1 a.m. She's playing outside on the park with a ball. Okay. No judgment there. Okay, let's see. Sir, in your report you mentioned encountering an anomaly with a red door and noticing something unusual. Could you elaborate on that? Okay, this is the difference maker. We'll see what this is exactly. If it's like a wish granter or something like that, basically. Not a wish granter, but something like that. Ho ho ho, patience, young one. Let me tell you, it was high noon precisely. I was calculating my afternoon sales when, but I mustn't reveal heaven's secret. Anyway, I packed up my stall and headed to Hankaku Street. The anomaly was sighted during the day near Hankaku Street. Noon. It was noon. You youngsters are so careless. Lucky you have me to set you straight. Okay. The witness emphasized the time as noon. Whether this is a crucial factor remains to be determined. As I walked, I suddenly couldn't move forward. The path was completely blocked. Not even a crack to squeeze through. You see, young one, those who interpret heaven's will value the path we walk above all. Encountering an anomaly is the destined path. If heaven wills it, how can I not obey? Even if it led to certain doom, I had to press on. While I may not match you anomaly hunters in strength, I can certainly fend for myself. That space beyond the door, it seemed real, but it was merely a projection of another world. One misstep and you'd be lost, becoming a meal for the creatures inside. But I, with my years of experience and my prized possession that sharpens the mind and clears the vision. Excuse me, GTF stands for Joint Task Force. I'm basically half that, man. It's only natural I don't know all your acronyms and codes. Now, where was I? You mentioned that the anomalous realm you saw wasn't truly real. That's quite an interesting observation. Could you expand on that? Let me ask you this. This anomaly has both red and blue doors. Inside and out. What's the meaning behind that? You all know the red door in the wall connects to the real world, but the blue door links to virtual spaces. That's the key. I have an item that can discern truth from falsehood. The closer to the red door, the more it vibrates like a strong pulse, but near the blue doors, it's still as death. What does this tell us? The world inside is entirely fake. The disappearing school building, I mean, it might be just because of his anomaly. I don't know, maybe. The disappearing school building, reliving campus days, it's all a beautiful dream conjured by some work-shy youngster, playing right into that man-eating world's hand. If I were it, I'd put on such a false front to lure people in too. Ah. Maybe he's right. What does it tell us? That world inside is entirely anticipating school building, reliving campus days. If I were it, I'd put on such a false front to lure people into. Thanks to my precious prayer beads, I escaped unscathed, not devoured by the oddities inside. Our meeting today was fated. I see your destinies intertwined with it, and willing to part with this treasure to perfect this destined encounter in exchange for some funds. Advertisement content removed. Thank you for your information. Oh my god. The anomalous space inside the red door resembling a school building scenario is suspected to be a mirage, manifesting in response to people's thoughts, not a real school building that ever existed. But what happened to that school building then? That gone out of nowhere. It disappeared from existence, literally. Although the citizen friend said a lot, the amount of useful information extracted is not substantial. I suspect this is a story he made up to sell that magical bracelet. But what if it's not? The citizens said a lot amount of useful projects. Oh yeah, this one. But what if it's not? For instance, if that bracelet really is an anomaly that can see through falsehoods, should I really buy it? Row. I think it's like a anomaly thing, which is the red door red door itself is the anomaly. So that's why it's like shaking in the red door and not the other places, I guess. Which technically has to shake all the time when we are inside of the red door, because the room itself is a full anomaly. Is that not? Basically, probably not. Maybe. The anomalous realm connected to the red door. Anomaly has a stable structure. It features a hallway linking various rooms such as a library, classrooms, and a multimedia room, exuding a scholarly atmosphere, reminiscent of a school building. Oh, it's a school for us too then. According to descriptions left by other recorders, this is likely the teaching building of Clement Academy in Hetero that mysteriously disappeared years ago. Is this door a stable entrance and exit for this teaching building? Could it possibly connect to the other anomalous realms that we haven't yet discovered? So basically, we're kind of confirming that this is that school that got disappeared. Interesting. Red door we have read, and then this one. Dragon Gate Substitute. Class 2 Phenomenon. Anomaly Nexus. Assist the Skyfish banner in completing the trial of leaping over the Dragon Gate, regardless of success or failure. Complete the trial of the Dragon Gate. Basic info. Accompanying the water columns flowing down from the sky to this place are intangible, semi-transparent carbs. According to long-standing rules, these carbs can only return to the sky after completing a specific trial, temporarily ending this anomaly. Okay, which is climbing on it, like I said. Occasionally, citizens are drawn to the dreamlike spectacle, and upon discovering that the wandering carbs have no ill intentions, they approach. It is important to note their strong instinctive. One second. Occasionally, citizens are drawn to this dreamlike spectacle, and upon discovering that the wandering corpse have no ill intentions, they approach. It is important to note their strong instinctive drive to challenge the Dragon Gate. When they cannot find the Dragon Gate, they will turn to other forms of challenges with passers-by. Although in ancient times the Dragon Gate trials were typically elaborate song and dance ceremonies, nowadays this phenomenon occurs quite frequently, and there is no luxury to handle it elegantly and peacefully every time. If this leap ends in failure, the corpse will swim back to the sky and disappear, waiting for the next challenge. Fortunately, from the perspective of human society's safety, ensuring they fail each trial is necessary, meaning the anomaly's threat rating will not increase. Oh, okay. Record 1. Hey, we are recruiting people confident in their athletic abilities, especially those who play as defenders. Football, basketball, rugby, it's fine. It's fine, even if you're not in a sports club. You can be from any department. We've even found street dancers. Everyone from the occult club got a new camera just for this occasion, hoping to capture the stunning moment when anomaly manifests. What we wanted to do is shoot a small activity documentary as a summer practice, trying to use old methods to nullify the phenomenon anomaly, titled Ascension. Maybe exorcism or dispersal? Anyways, you know what? That anomaly, although it's quite a spectacular anomaly, aren't the anomaly hunters basically able to deal with it just by fighting? It's indeed quite straightforward and brutal, but supposedly the most traditional method is to place a dragon gate there. I will ask the people from the handicraft club to help us make a paper run. In fit, In short, we need to go through a process like a competitive game to stop those fish from leaping over the Dragon Gate, and those fish will play various tricks on us. As long as we sincerely and earnestly become a part of the trial, even if the result is a failed leap, they will leave satisfied. Interesting, isn't it? I also find it very interesting. If this method works, we might be able to nullify an anomaly by ourselves. I think this is a great opportunity, and our club might even take a revolutionary step. Uh-oh, the head teacher is coming. Let's talk about this next time. Remember to think about it when you go back. Give me a reply before the holiday. Mamiya, Clement Academy Occult Club. Record 2. In the materials available for reference, there is no record of the specific details of an anomaly evolving, due to the inadvertent leap over the Dragon Gate. Okay. However, the Skyfish banner tends to deliberately match the opponent's ability and movements. I believe that as long as the attitude is sincere and the match is taken seriously, there shouldn't be too much risk. However, attempting to see how high the water column extends, like Natalie. However, attempting to see how high the water column extends, like Natalie, is very unwise and dangerous. Excuse me. I'm promising Kurimaru a fish feast tomorrow, like Sakiri, is also inadvisable. Even if it seems to have been swallowed, Kurimaru won't feel full, just bloated. I suspect that's what's inside might just be a bubble of water spat out. So Kirimaru ends up very disappointed, goes home, cries in hunger, and gets scolded by Sakiri as usual. At that time, it also looks very confused. What I mean is, Sakiri could try to understand Kirimaru's difficulties and predicament, as it, in fact, really didn't get to eat anything. Okay, that's not anything about the fish at all, but all good. Edgar, Avon Antique Shop. Okay. Regarding that video of the anomaly with many carp streamers flying down from the sky, or should I say river anomaly, honestly I don't understand what those who like that anomaly are amazed by, and some even want to go see it in person. Please, if it's just because you think the scene is beautiful, can't CG animation technology achieve the same thing? Isn't this common in movies? Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, you can't fake it out, just the real thing. You don't have to look. The dude is gonna be AI Sporter next. Statements like life is beautiful or thankful for the gift almost made me think I walked into a full sanctuary instead of a comment section. Did anyone expect to do some greening on top of those reinforced concrete buildings? Isn't that just creating trouble? And speaking of the much talked about the trial of the Dragon Gate, it made me feel that there are an unusually large number of people who are being played without realizing it. First of all, these fish are semi-transparent. You can see it if you look closely, right? They have no physical form, right? You actually can't block them because they can't completely pass through your body. And most attacks can't possibly harm them, right? Not true, but I mean, I'm saying not true because of the most attacks can't hurt. Probably can. They can jump over if they want and continue to fight if they wish, but they deliberately act as if they can be blocked by humans. As if they're truly undergoing some kind of trial. Oh? So we use a bunch of manpower to put on a show and play around with them, being careful not to block them too perfunctorily, lest they succeed? When clearly if they wanted to succeed, no one could stop them. Two kids squabbling in the neighborhood entrance is more of a back and forth struggle than this, right? What is this? Is it impossible to understand without explaining it clearly? So many people play along with Anomaly and then praise it as cute, which amuses me because in the Anomaly's eyes, you're the one who's adorably foolish. True. In the end, isn't it just the same as in the end, isn't it just the same old malicious Anomaly behavior, forcing humans to comply with its rules, punishing those who don't? Oh, I get it. So as long as the form looks good and there's a bit of sweetness, everyone will think it's a good anomaly. Even the fact that this anomaly has harmed many can be conveniently forgotten. Oh, I didn't know that. Now hit me with the, oh, don't be such a grumpy conspiracy theorist. Which is fine. From now on, everything will be viewed from a positive angle, interpreted in a good light. Such positivity, much love. Wowzers. Ignorance really is bliss, huh? Mirror Maker. Oh wait, is this Mirror Maker? Is the... Oh, there's only two Mirror Makers that I can think of. I might be mistaken about it, but one I can think of, that fat dude who was actually an antique, who was in the antique business as well, which he has some mirrors. Was he a Mirror Maker? I don't remember exactly. But the second one is the one that I remember, is that when you unlock swapping the gender, there was like a side quest when you unlock your swapping genders. You know, you can be male or female. When you unlock that, I don't know which one. I think that lady, and I don't think that lady was a mirror maker either. I think that lady was just collecting anomalies. And I don't remember the mirror maker then. Can we know NTE mirror maker? Maybe I missed it at some point. The shop owner will mistake you for a buyer when I punch them in. Oh, wait. Is it actually that? Is it actually that lady? Let me see. Hello? Is this video working? Let me see. Koki. Not really, no. No, okay, this is not. What about that dude? Good Joe, vintage shop owner. Nah, okay. Neither of them are mirror maker. And I don't remember the mirror maker, unfortunately. Sorry. Record 4. The anomaly known as tidal ascension is actually a slender water column flowing from the sky, with the illusion of fish streamers being part of, or a decoration of, this phenomenon. To them, the trial is merely a formality, which they leave after completing without causing actual damage. At the location of this phenomenon, clear water beads naturally float into the air, casting the shadows of the fishes onto the ground. To them, the trial is merely a formality, which they leave after completing without causing actual damage. At the location of this phenomenon, clear water beads naturally float into the air, casting the shadows of the fishes onto the ground. With greenery at their feet, chill. Clear water beads naturally float into the air, casting the shadows of the fishes onto the ground, with greenery at their feet. An unforgettable sight, to say the least. Nice. So basically, no harm done of an anomaly so far. The mirror maker said though is that, hey, don't forget the he said he said don't forget the what now? Don't forget the people who got hurt. Oh, don't be such a grumpy. No. Even the fact that this anomaly has harmed many can be conveniently forgotten. Yeah, here.